In the middle of 1936, the situation in Southeast Asia is increasingly destabilizing. We've had a coup in the north, and it seems that a large demilitarized zone has been called. And we've had a coup in Siam, which has arrested the king, and things don't look too great. We have managed to encircle some troops in the last holdouts of the insurgency, but unfortunately they're all in mountainous regions, and it makes it really difficult to actually operate here. So instead, we are going to send an additional mountain division over from Hanoi, because we can actually send more volunteers. So let's send that army, this time the right one. And that's on the way. I'm not sure if I can actually join them. I think I can, but we'll find out. So Eberhard von Mackensen here can take on that additional mountain division, and then they can hopefully help break the stalemate and see that we can deal with the rest of these troops here. Meanwhile, the situation in Germany is not too great. We are once again up against an increasingly difficult economic situation, but we have additional measures in our hands at this point, because we actually managed to get the Freiwilliger Arbeitsdienst, the voluntary work service, going. We've sorted the succession crisis in the Zentrum, in the Central Party, and I feel like von Schleicher has come out stronger from that. But you never know what other events are going to come in. The Cabinet Schleicher is relatively popular at this point compared to the other parties, but still we've got a long way to go, and at least we can now target the center again. And we've actually managed not to lose any of the center parties. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure if it was a bug or not. But 17 days here and 14 days here, so we definitely do need to keep an eye on things. For now, we will see if we can, if our cavalry division here can hold on, and we can hold this position. I am going to try and get these divisions here involved in multiple combat. That'll weaken them. That will weaken them substantially. And volunteers are on the way. And I think we have managed to break their attacks. So this cavalry division can now finally have a little bit of a rest and dig in, while we are already going to... we're getting some reinforcements here, but we will have to... we'll cancel this assault now and just get everybody to dig in at this point. And we'll probably send this division over here, and we will give... and this is not going to work either, so... we'll move you over here. We will begin. At this point, the front lines have stabilized. I had hopes that with the capture of the capital, we would have been able to deal a crushing blow to them and get them to capitulate. Unfortunately, they have not. But these divisions are now encircled. So that's 4 divisions that we can defeat. But my cavalry needs urgently to get some rest. But let's see what's going on the home front, because I think the violent repression of the May protests in Berlin has caused some trouble. The violence in Berlin during May Day emboldened both the socialist movement and the employers' associations and sharpened the tensions between them. The Association of German Iron and Steel Industrialists, and most influential employers' organization in the Ruhr. Ruhr is this area here, where all the heavy industry is. Chose a policy of confrontation with the working class, refusing negotiations with trade unions. The worry was that further wage increases demanded by steel workers to cope with high inflation would make their production uncompetitive and spell doom for the industry in the volatile economic environment. Yeah, see, that's the problem with inflation, right? The people suffering from inflation are the people who don't have an awful lot of money, because everything gets more expensive, but wages don't rise at the same time. The problem is if you start rising wages very rapidly, you're increasing you're increasing things as well. So striking a balance there is going to be difficult. When the trade unions in the Ruhr, led by the free trade unions, but also involving their liberal and Christian counterparts, terminated the collective agreement to demand a 15 Pfennig per hour wage increase. Pfennig was the so 100 Pfennig would have made a mark, so it's 15 cents basically. But you have to adjust for inflation, obviously. So it's much less. In parity, it's much more than what it would be today. Industrialists responded with a lockout, trying to force the unionists to bend to their will. That could go. That possibly went well, which went well. In a country already suffering from economic plight and societal tensions, this triggered a cascade effect. Unions across the nation, but especially in the Ruhr, declared their sympathy with the locked-out workers and joined the call for a general strike. Really? Even several representatives in the Reichstag, most notably Max Seidewitz, spoke out in favor of the strikers and declared lockout illegal. Over 1 million workers have joined the strike by the end of the week, paralyzing industry across much of the country. The Reichskanzler has a new challenge to as if I don't have anything better to do. I'm trying to get this under control, and now what's happening? 10% base stability. Syndicalist sympathies, decline and stagnation scores are raised, and minus 20% manpower, minus 20% max factories, minus 75% resources. Oh God. What is this now? Yeah. So Germany is now in flames, more than it was already. And I believe I actually have a second operative. No. Why is my operative home? I thought I sent him over here to... okay, because they've moved the capital. Let's send them back, build some intelligence networks there. Yeah, so my production capacity is further hindered. My construction is further hindered, but I don't really have any factories. Well, I have a couple to start working with. And I now have, do I have a new national spirit now? Black Monday, Weltpolitik. No, apparently not. So while we are trying to deal with the economic situation and trying to get these people, we now have this problem. Tension in Germany since the Black Monday crisis, the suppression of the socialist movement and the instability in the central government have sparked a general strike in the Ruhr, which threatens to expand to the entire nation if not contained. We must control the escalation of the uprising and find a way to suppress the strike, whether via negotiations or with force. For an authoritarian Reichskanzler such as von Schleicher, well, somebody needs to unbreak things. Obviously, with the clowns in power here, it hasn't worked. Ruhrkampf also presents an opportunity. I mean, von Schleicher is relatively close to the trade unions. We've got the Querverbindung and things. If he cannot control the Reichstag via parliamentary majority, which we don't have, he can subordinate it by gaining extraordinary powers. Oh, we're doing some form of Ermächtigungsgesetz here. Ooh, that has a bit of a flavor to it, does it? To deal with the insurgency, perhaps if the Ruhr uprising is kept active, not growing too strong or too weak until the end of the year. So we're in 30th of June. So we've got 6 months to go. Such an opportunity can present itself. The Ruhr uprising is measured by intensity, representing the radicalism of the uprising. The current intensity is 50 of 100 and will increase by 10 every 25 days. So what does too strong or too weak mean? So every 25 days, this will increase. It's currently at 50%. Unfortunately, the game doesn't tell me where I have to keep it. So I'm assuming I have to keep it around 50. I have a couple of measures here. I can spend political power, but that takes 20 days. It'll reduce by 15. and this is all the same things. Okay, so I've got 3 actions to reduce by 15 points. Every 25 days, it's going to go up by 10. So I can push it down by 45 in total, and I've got 6 months to go, so it's going to go up by 60, which should work, because that would get it to about 65, 70-ish, because it's about 25. It's 25 days, not 30 days. So worst case, it'll be like 775, but I don't know if that's enough. Yikes. Yeah, game doesn't tell me what I have to do here. Is there anything here that is related to Ruhrkampf? Okay, there are a couple of... there's a national Kampf. There's a branch actually here, but nothing else. So this branch here is doing something. Okay, what is this and where is this? Okay, this is in the Man in the High Castle part. So okay, so these are von Schleicher's decision. So I can escalate the suppression, which gives me decisions by effectively declaring state of emergency. This one I can't do because I don't have the economic health for it. So I can't deport the leaders of that. And the same here. So I'm already in dire straits here. I need to deal with the economy, and now I need to deal with this thing. So we're finishing up Prussian ministries. I was planning to get myself another powerful card here that can deal with... let's double check that I read this the right way around, because my biggest problem is the stagnation at this point. So stagnation is the investment, is the up arrow. Yeah, so I need investment cards, and I will probably have to do this one to get myself another investment card, or I'm going to do this one, which is basically just a recovery card that draws a number of cards. So I'm assuming that this works the same way as the there is a cooperation with business, where you increase the debt but you get cards in return. So that by itself doesn't really bring me anything, and it's the same over here, because I would just trade it for another card. So it wouldn't really be doing something until I get to these, which I don't, because I now have to deal with this as well. Escalate Ruhrkampf suppression. This sounds like it gives me more. I might be able to delay this, because I have a couple of decisions to deal with this, and they might even be enough for now. So it's at 50. It's going to go up by 10 in 25 days. So I might actually just trigger already one of them, just to reduce it. And so if we want to break this deadlock, because we are in power right now. I mean, we are in power right now, right? We could get ourselves more power by getting, basically by declaring some form of national emergency, which we have, which might be a way to end this nonsense and stop these guys from trying to get von Schleicher out. So this seems important. So I might have to do this. I can't just let that run, because then things will go bad. So this will go up by 10 in 25 days. And these take 20 days to complete. So if I'm going to trigger one, that'll reduce it to 35, and then it'll go up to 45. So it sounds like a good idea to already trigger one. So yeah, 50, 35, and then 45. We'll try to keep it around 50. I have no idea what too strong or too weak is. I'm assuming that too strong, it reaches 100, and too weak, it's 0. So we have to kind of keep it between these two. I don't know. The game doesn't tell me, so it might be different values. There's one way to find out. So we'll curtail this distribution of red flags. That sounds like a good idea. That'll reduce it, and then this will push it up again. Okay, I've got 13 days, nothing's happened. I wouldn't be surprised if there were events still as well. And I've got 16 days to deal with the crisis. Okay, we'll let it run for a bit and see, because as you have seen, things go worse. I'll have to run the numbers in a couple of days to see what we need to do. But for now, I think we have managed to. We're going to give everybody. A moment here to. Yeah, we're not give everybody a moment to recover some organization. What happened? Compensation for the Preußische Ostbahn. Number of major businessmen in Ukraine have come together in a state-sponsored plan to buy the majority shares of the Prussian Eastern Railways, subsidiary of the Prussian State Railway Company, which operates the majority of the railways in Ukraine. This transaction, the ownership is transferred to the Ukrainian Railway Corporation, admittedly still with a sizable portion of German private ownership. So this was the... There was trouble here with the trains, I remember, but I thought that was in Poland. Give me 50 political power. I'll take it. Thank you. I might actually have positive political power at some point. And okay, 13 days away. So I am hoping that we'll be here in time to finish off this crisis before the next one is kicking off. But I have volunteers coming in. They will be there July 14th. Why is it taking them so long? They're just down here. They should be making their way across there relatively quickly. Oh, you've let them out. Well, great. Well done. Well, I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to it, China. How's my supply situation down here? The big problem is that none of this is connected, so we don't actually have any supply down here. I could. Can I build railways here? Not sure I can. Where do we actually have railways? There's a supply hub there. Where's the capital connection? There's the capital. So we could. There is a railway line here. It's just that we don't hold it. So if we take these two provinces, actually that's fine. Once we take these two provinces, Nanchang here is going to be connected and everything will be fine. Okay, I don't have to do anything. Except for keeping an eye on which one's timing out first. This one I need to keep an eye on. This one I need to keep an eye on. And that one. So this happens first. So let's keep an eye on that first. While we let everybody rest up a little bit here from my... Okay, there is apparently a German, the Zentralamerikanische Kaffeegesellschaft, a German company, that has crashed from the stock exchange. Yes, offer them assistance. We are really trying not to let the economic situation get any worse than it already is. And once everyone here is in place, and I do not want to have you along this whole front line, I just want you to on this line here. Once everybody is in place, we are going to start trying to get this cleared up so we can focus. Ooh, there's an opening here to push towards the port, and maybe no, we're going to be too slow because this is all mountainous terrain. There are plains here, however. So we might be able to surround them, but it's too now they've reinforced already. Okay. Keep an eye on the days. Yeah, everybody get into position, and they are attacking now. So I might reinforce that in a second, but I need to let my divisions recover. What have we completed? I think we were done with these. We've got one to do here. I am not going to be doing any naval expansion anytime soon. So I have a little bit of Navy XP, but not enough to actually accelerate anything here. And I think, yeah, let's go for radio. Radio is a very essential one. We need that. We're actually okay on orc at this point. Let's try to assist with the push here, and then see if we can make that happen. We should be bringing in. Yeah, it's the Ostasian division. We have to help them. We'll be bringing in additional. The Chinese can hold this. So we'll be bringing in additional forces, and expanding the front lines here, and we will try to push them out. We're bringing mountaineers in for the eventual breakthrough, but in the meantime we'll try to clear out this encirclement here. 5 days, so I don't think much is happening anymore. Let's make sure we are blocking what we can block. So we have 4 factions that we can block. The Demokratische Union is still ahead of things, and they are grabbing the LVP, Minority Bloc, and Centrum left. LVP would be 28, Minority Bloc 19, Centrum left 30. The Schwarz-Weiß-Rot are grabbing the agrarian parties and the Centrum right, but they don't have as many things. Now the Centrum, I can do something about it as long as nobody holds 2 of the Centrum's parties. I can underline these again effectively, and they will be protected from all attempts to target. So effectively, this is one that I can use to protect the Centrum. So it would be okay to let somebody take one of the Centrum parties. Probably not the Demokratische Union, because they are already getting close to, they'll be at 180 seats. So let's block LVP, Minority Bloc, and Centrum left. Which one? LVP left, that one. Minority Bloc, that one. And Centrum left, that one. And then Schwarz-Weiß-Rot, we're blocking the agrarian parties. How much is that? Oh, that's just 1. They can have that. That's 1. That's a single seat. I'll just block Centrum right, so I don't have to take the focus. Agrarian parties, single seat, don't care. Centrum right, I will block. There we go. That way, these guys get a single seat, these guys get nothing, and I'm safe for another round. 8 more days. Okay, this is ongoing, so we'll wait a little bit. Okay, what is this? Yeah, the beginning of the general strike. Oh, has this ticked over? Where was it? Here. No, this hasn't even escalated yet. What's happening? Oh, it's the communists. They're beginning. They're welcoming the radical syndicalists. Are obviously, calling for the workers to establish dual rule, replacing state with workers' councils. They are literally trying to get syndicalism going here, and that's in the heartland of the German industry. Preußische Geheimpolizei so the secret police, has curtailed the distribution of revolutionary material and has begun investigating KPD and KAPD for this state-threatening activity. This would be probably these guys, the far left. Yeah, no syndicalism here, please. That will not happen, not on my watch. I'm not going to be having with that. Okay, so this is happening, which means I need to run the numbers now to ensure that we can actually improve, get back up to -8. In fact, I can't actually, because I need to use this one. This is 3% debt, a corporation with businesses, but it gives me 2 cards. So let's do that, because I don't know which 2 cards I'm going to get. And that has given me the Arbeitsdienst Public Works. That is good, because that is an excellent card, because that alone is already going to, if we had a labor crisis. Unfortunately, we have an inflation crisis looking at, but I have a capital controls card. So that I have, this is money creation, but we have an inflation crisis. So capital controls would be the right one. And we have the Reichsbank analysis to flip that. I've got work creation. This is a general one, and I've got another. I've got a powerful work creation one. The problem is going to be investment, but we are working on that. So first things first, since we actually have the inflation crisis, I may as well be playing the capital controls, which gets us quite halfway there. That gets us to 750. Hang on, see, this is, what is this? 1500. So that by itself isn't going to be enough if we don't have the right, yeah. This is 750, 2200. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. So we definitely need to play things. So we may as well start with the capital controls. So let's do that. And then we're going to have to do the Reichsbürger. Please give me labor crisis, because I have all the labor cards here. I mean, it's free to play this, but yes, labor crisis. So that boosts this one up to 2250. And this one up to 1,000. That one alone is not going to be enough, but that's expensive. 3% debt. Sheesh. This one's 1%. This one's 1%. But even these two combined are not going to be... That's 2,100. That's not going to be enough. I could use one of these, but then I'd be at... 1,400, 2,500. Nope, it's not going to be enough. So yes, I'm going to have to play this, unfortunately. So, sheesh, these are expensive. I'm going to have to do something about the debt. But that will get me mostly there. So that gets me to 3,000. And then I only have to use, I can use whatever is cheapest. I don't have to use the assistance card because that's a 2%. I can use the employment program, and that gets me over the line. Okay, there we go, done. Sheesh, stability is crazy, but we've done it, and as long as nothing goes, we should be going up to -8, which unblocks further decisions. But we may have to at some point start taking the debt restructuring. I definitely want this one as well at some point. I'm not sure if these decisions are helping me with anything. This is free civilian factories. This is this might all be useful later. This doesn't feel like it's particularly useful right now. There's a research slot, and it gives me a reform card. Ooh, but I need to get up to -7. So that's a couple of things I can do. Okay, so we'll finish this one up. 6 days left, and then I don't think we have to do this right now because the Zentrum is actually relatively safe. I think we'll start with the Tarnobadeplan, and or we could already this might be interesting because we'll be at -8 at the time. We can already weaken both blocks and introduce our own block. Anyway, many things we can do. We'll get to that when we get to that. For now, we will observe. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. That one is safe unless something catastrophic happens. That one is safe, and that one is for now safe as well. Okay, so we will continue. What just happened? Something collapsed. Did we get new options somewhere? No. Not sure what just happened. Not everything. Okay, I'll just close that. So let's push through, clear out these divisions here, and then prepare for the breakthrough in the east. And we have caught French spies in Alsace. Yeah, the French really want. So I think what's happening here, the whole Ruhrkampf thing, is actually a French operation. I think the French are trying to. Have noticed the weakness and are trying to subvert us here. When there's smoke, there's fire, and when there's strikes, there's the hand of the French. Preußische Geheimpolizei has tracked down a spy ring operating in Essen, which is connected with the embassy of the Commune of France, it appears that Paris is providing discreet support to radical elements in the Ruhr general strikes in order to prolong its activity and weaken us, or even build up a revolution. The saboteurs and traitors were rounded up and arrested, and all of their known contacts within the left have been investigated for any ties to France. A diplomatic protest has been issued to Paris, and tensions on the border have understandably grown. A war seems extremely unlikely, however, even in the distant future. Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but it raises world tension by 5. Wow. Yeah, everybody's a bit worried about this, and understandably so. We should be getting our mountaineers relatively soon, and I think we have the railway connection in the north. Yes, that means we should be getting supply here soon. And then things should get a little easier as well. But we are pushing them slowly back, and I think we've mostly got this under control over here. Time to take a little bit of a breather, and see that nothing goes wrong catastrophically. In fact, I think that is a good place to stop. A lot of things still happening. We've got the Zentrum's crisis sorted out. We've got a new crisis with this, which we are trying to keep effectively boiling at just the right temperature to enable us to break this kind of deadlock here. But we have to keep it ongoing until the end of the year, and we're finally making some progress with the Black Monday problems. So I think all in all, we are on a relatively good position. We've got an additional volunteer division showing up with secure supply to the south, and it's just a matter of time until the insurgency here is dealt with. And that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.